our next story is one CTV Atlantic first brought you more than 25 years ago. On this Remembrance Day, we wanted to share it with you yet again in what has become a tradition for us here on your Morning Atlantic. Our late colleague Bill Jessome served his country on the front lines in Italy during the Second World War, leaving Canada, like so many others, from Halifax's Pier 21. When Bill told his story, Pier 21 was an unused building on the waterfront, not the beautiful National Historic Site it is today. Here is Bill telling his own story, shot so beautifully by our late cameraman Kevin McDonald. We thank Bill for his service and for sharing his story.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
In the silence and stillness of a 1940s dawn, and while a nation sleeps in peace, ghostly faces move slowly down the long, narrow passageways of Pier 21. These were the welcoming doors that opened to Canada's immigrants. And Pier 21 was also the last place in Canada where its army passed through on its way to war. And beyond these doors and up the gangways, the chariots of war waited to carry Canada's youth off to foreign lands, off to war. If we're allowed a personal observation, Pier 21 has changed very little since I first marched through its doors so many years ago. It was, as I remember, a cold and rainy, windy morning. As I marched up the gangway, I smiled and I joked with my buddies, but deep inside there was a horrible feeling of the unknown. I remember turning in that early dawn, trying to see beyond Halifax to my own hometown, to my own family, wanting them to know that I was heading off to war. And I also had a terrible feeling that I would never come back, never again see the faces of my family or of the young girl I thought I could never get out of my mind. Those thoughts were probably shared by thousands of other young Canadians going off to war. Soldiers like Alan Moore of Dartmouth, who at 16 joined up. He too remembers Pier 21 and the unknown beyond the sea.
The year was 1942. I was all of 16 years of age at that time. And the month was December, which was very close to Christmas. And they marched us from the railroad station on through to the sheds here, the pier, Pier 21. And the Ile-de-France was berthed there, and we were all marched aboard and loaded to disembark to go overseas. I remember so well moving up on board and walking toward the bow of the Ile-de-France and looking across the harbor, and I could see, my eyes were good then too, I could see my mom out in the backyard and hanging her laundry on the line. And I said, oh, if only I could get home for just a few moments. But of course, we never did.
Even after so many years, when one thinks he understands what war is all about, he still has much to learn. And when he allows his mind to open that closed door to war, he cannot but remember painfully those who became his brothers in war and in death.
You had to depend on each other and rely on each other to win your objective or get to where you had to go. You're bringing back too many memories now, Bill, and I'm thinking of all those fellas. I know where they're buried, and yeah, it's tough, really tough.
We have come a very long way from that dark time. A world and its people that were nearly destroyed have risen from the ashes to become united in peace. A country that was divided by war has become whole again. Was it worth it? And for all those Canadians who did not return through Pier 21 and to their loved ones, was their sacrifice worth it? Did they die in vain? The answer will not be found only on Remembrance Day, but only if today's generation understands what this country is all about, understands and appreciates it as a fading soldier does.